When you're just starting out in your business, you think any customer is better than no customer. And as you continue to grow in your business, I want you to gravitate away from that mindset, because we're not just looking for any customer, but rather we're looking for the right customer. And in this video, I'm going to detail how this customer went too far, what we should have done, and the actionable steps that we put in place to ensure that this won't happen again. So if you stick around until the end of the video, I'm going to give you some tips on what you can include in your estimate when pricing these jobs. But before we get into it, 3 people who watch these videos will be winning a free access to our new course, How to Stripe. So if you guys are interested in learning more about parking lot striping, but aren't sure about what paint to use, the equipment you need, or how much to charge for parking lot striping jobs, check out How to Stripe. It'll be the first link in the comment section and description. I've partnered up with Forever Self-Employed to develop a striping course that will give you the secrets to success and help you get started. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, check out the link below and enter in to win. We got this customer off of our Google My Business listing, and the process started off great. They were easy to work with during the quoting process. They had a good understanding of the work they wanted and had accurate expectations surrounding the scope of work. But where things took a bad turn was when multiple people began to get involved. So initially, when we quoted the job, we first dealt with the groundskeeper, and then the principal got involved, and then the janitor got involved. And after so many people had initially got involved, they started brainstorming on what else they should add while we were already out there. And as a result of them coming together and then thinking about what else they needed to get or what else they should get, after we agreed upon a price, once we were in the field, they started adding a lot of extra things that were not clearly stated in the estimate. And this was a restripe. So after we were already out there, they wanted a new layout for an additional parking area on the north side of the parking. They wanted more directional arrows coming in and going out of the property. They also wanted some no parking and yield stencils. And also we had some fire lane additions. All of this added up to a total of about $600 extra, which it was nice to land the job because we made a couple $1,000s off of a day's work. But also you have to keep in mind that you're paying labor, you're paying paint costs, and you're paying other things that come up in the expenses of your business. So it's like, yeah, you made a couple $1,000s for a day's work, but it's like, how many extra expenses did that take in order to complete the job? Because we had to buy more paint. So what we should have done, we should have informed the customer that the additional work would increase the overall price of the job. But I wanted to see if they were going to acknowledge the fact that extra work was done and offer the compensation for it. And of course, that wasn't the case. They already actually had a check prepared, and we weren't paid for the extra work that we did. So I just let it go and got 2 amazing Google reviews. I didn't even bother upcharging them. I just wanted to see if they were going to come to me and just acknowledge the fact that, yeah, I did a lot of extra work and that they were willing to compensate me for it. But this wasn't the case. They actually had the check prepared once we finished and then handed me the check. And then I just emphasized the importance of Google reviews and notified them that I would really appreciate it. So we got 2 Google reviews for it, which those Google reviews compound over time. And really, if you have more Google reviews than your competitors, the chances of you ranking higher in Google, getting better customers, and ultimately landing higher ticket jobs are highly likely, especially with those Google reviews. So I just used that as an implementation strategy to get more Google reviews. After this, we implemented a policy that clearly states on our estimates that any additional requests of striping that were not mentioned or recorded in the initial estimate where extra work was added will result in an upcharge. And this is a strategy that we actually implemented after this job, and this is something that you might consider doing as well, because the last thing you want is for customers to continually add more and more things on the job, which is going to cost you more paint, it's going to cost you more labor, it's going to be more of a headache. And yeah, you might get paid, and yeah, it might be a pretty big job, but you have to also understand that how much is it going to cost you to complete that job after all of those additional things are added. Don't forget to include those things in your estimates. Notifying the customers that any additional work that's being done out in the field will result in an upcharge. That way, if that is clearly communicated in the beginning processes of the job, the chances are they won't ask you to do extra stuff, or they'll be aware that they need to pay once the extra work is completed. If you made it this far in the video, comment down below how to stripe, and we will see you in the next one.